Hello, beautiful witches. Welcome to Mabon, the autumn equinox. And this is the harvest festival of the balance of light and dark. So we've had the mother and her full fertility of the summer solstice and Letha, and the abundance and the fecundity. Now we are moving into autumn. And you may wish to look around you in your own neighborhood and environment, wherever you are on this beautiful planet, because our landscape will be very different depending on our location geographically. And so for some of us, we may be observing that the trees, the leaves on the trees are changing color and falling. For others of us, we may still be in the humidity of the late summer. It all depends on where you are, witches. And this celebration of the witches' year, because it's the equinox, which is a solar festival. It is about the balance of the sun and the earth. Any of the equinoxes and solstices are holding the quarter points of the year. And so what we are doing is we are reminding ourselves that we are in a perfect place of balance within our own lives. And this is a reminder. So this is part of the journal reflections to also feel into, is my life in balance? Or where can I bring the balance back in with this equinox, this Sabbat? It is the waning last quarter, the symbolism of the waning cycle, the last quarter, which is calling in the crone energy, who is potent and wise and mysterious. And with this energy, in ancient mythology, we would celebrate Persephone returning to the underworld. And so she leaves the harvest and she leaves Demeter, the earth mother, and she knows that as part of natural law, LORE, natural law, as you've heard me speak about so often, is that Persephone on the autumn equinox has to descend down into the underworld. This is where she has eaten the 6 pomegranate seeds, and she returns to the underworld every year for autumn and winter. She will spend her time around the cauldron with the wise crone Hecate. And this is symbolic as well of when we reflect on Mabon, we come with open hearts, with gratitude for the harvest, for the abundance, the bountiful cycle, whether that is with our own harvest that we've been growing in our gardens, or the emotional landscape of our harvest, even if we have been through the dark night of the soul, searching deep within our inner worlds, our inner landscapes, for that shimmer of gold, finding the frankincense, the myrrh, the gold within, and just feeling some hope and some gratitude that the wheel of life does turn. The seasonal cycles change. The only thing that is constant in life is change. And so as the leaves fall from the trees, we are now moving into the waning cycle. And so with this, we have the opportunity for shadow work with the approaching winter months. And it's a time to strip away all that is no longer needed. And so for the celebration, whether you are solitary or whether you wish to invite an intimate group of friends round to have a celebratory meal together. So good laughter, good company, food, and libations to the earth to give thanks for the season that we're embarking upon. And so I've spent some time out in my garden, and I have a magnificent bay tree. And so I have wild harvested, as in I've asked permission from the guardian spirits of the bay tree, also my incredible medicinal mugwort. I have asked the guardians, the spirits that reside with the devas in my garden, to have and cut some branches that I can dry and tie together to have incredible bundles that I have placed around my home, and the smell is quite magnificent. If you've smelt bay and fresh bay or dried bay, it has the most magnificent aroma. And so what I shall be doing is I will be lighting a fire, a small ceremonial fire, and casting my wishes, my gratitude, my prayers of thanks, and what I am releasing into the fire. I will be asking the spirit of the fire to purify and cleanse and to release and to clear away all that is no longer needed, so that I can start emptying myself out to become more of an empty vessel, so that when I go down into the underworld through the winter months, I can drop and dream and relax and be, and allow the great mystery of the crone to teach me. I'm releasing all expectations. I am with agency of self, looking at where I may be holding on with resistance that is actually not healthy or supporting or serving me. I will be releasing all of this into the fire. It is really important to also reflect on these seasonal questions. And I recall many years ago, with the howling wild wind of autumn equinox, being stripped naked and being put into a bird's nest. And there, throughout this process of this wild night, going through an initiation. And at the end, when all was done and released, and the harvesting and the gratitude and the prayers had been offered, I came back home, and for many years afterwards, I made peace with the intricate pieces of myself, so that I could come home to rest in the wisdom of my quiet soul. And there was a period of solitude and gratitude, of just spending time alone in deep contemplation and inner reflection. So with the celebratory autumn equinox, when you check your witch's year and you find out when the Sabbat actually falls for you this year, because the dates do vary from year to year. And once you have done the celebration ritual, the gratitude and the prayers of the harvest and the abundance, you may wish to work with your golden candles or with cinnamon or frankincense, the botanicals of basil and nutmeg and pomegranate and rosemary and bay, allowing the aroma, allowing yourself to rest into the aroma and feel what this stirs up within your memory. There is deep remembering of these pagan roots. And one of the ancient pagan rituals was to celebrate the lord of the wine, Bacchus and Dionysus. So with the Dionysian rites, we have great celebration and feasting and ritual, and spending a night in this energy to honor the wheel of the year turning and the great harvest festival of Mabon. Reflecting on with your journal prompts the aspects of where you can love yourself more in both the light and the dark aspects. The waning dark moon is calling in the crone and the sorceress. We are standing right on the pinnacle of the enchantress, the enchanted one, and we are moving into the depth of the cave as Persephone descends down into the underworld. Look at what nourishes your body and your soul. And now we are preparing with great reverence to call on the ancient ones. With the feasting, I would always leave a plate out for the fae, for the little ones, for the fae folk, and bring music and laughter and dancing into this feasting. Work with vibrational sound and to use the magnificence of the bells to honor the fae folk, for the other realms are close by in these holy sabbats. Whether you choose to celebrate solitary or in a group, know that as part of the circle, we are all created equally. And we are also equal with nature. In fact, nature is actually what we are worshipping and honoring, to honor the power and the potency and the fertility and the fecundity of nature. She can be wild, that dark mother of nature. She can come through and sweep through and destroy all within her wake. We are offering libations to the earth because we are in honor and reverence of the cycles of nature, earthy, magical, cunning folk that we are. Pay attention to your environment. Whilst we still possibly have the light of the night, as the longer days turn into the darker nights, spend a moment observing your environment around you, what is growing in your garden. Walk in your neighborhood and observe how the trees and the bushes and the flowers are changing with the changing season. Maybe listen to the bird songs, the animals that are around you. Have they changed? Has the song of autumn started changing with the whispers of the wind? Observe the arc of the sun, and is it starting to get lower? Pay attention to the directions, the directional energies of knowing east where the sun rises, west where the sun sets, and then finding where north and south is. So you familiarize yourself with the directional energies and the gatekeepers that hold these directional energies. This is the same as honoring the wheel of the year with the solstice and equinox points, the solar seasonal celebrations of the relationship of the sun, the great sun, with Gaia as a living organism with planet Earth. Pachamama Nanjina Tia. We pray to you. We walk gently on you. Every footstep we take is a prayer. We celebrate. May we dance. May we feast. And even if our heart may be heavy, at least find a glimmer of hope or one thing that you are grateful for in this seasonal cycle. The crone comes in to cut away all false illusions of who we think we are. This is the time of great release after the celebration. So know that the marker point of the equinox day, which is based on the solar season, as we celebrate on the day of Mabon, then the days will start to get shorter and the nights will start to get longer. Light is waning and the darkness is gaining. And so we are preparing for the rest and the introspection of winter that will be coming to us in the darker half of the year. And so for now, with your bundles of dried herbs or leaves, your bundle of dried botanicals that you have gathered from your garden around you or from the local park, maybe there are some beautiful autumn flowers that are blooming in your garden or around you. Maybe this is the time to go and pick a beautiful bunch of flowers to have on your table to remind you of the great harvest, the horn of plenty, the cornucopia. There may be seasonal berries or nuts or fruits that you can gather to celebrate with, to have on your table, your feasting table. Whether it's you, as I said, solitary, or with a group of intimate friends, or a circle that you are feeling called to set your intentions with the seasonal changes. Whatever makes you feel prosperous and bountiful and blessed, to give honor for the harvest of our lives. Wherever you are within this, know that you walk in the footsteps of your ancestors. And so with the deep ancestral wisdom of these times, I wish you well and beautiful, bountiful blessings, cunning folk, and I will see you for the next Sabbat.